Yeah, Sam can hear you. So it's been a while since you guys have seen my face. I've been a little bit busy with certain things, and as usual, that business takes a lot of chunk, a big chunk of my time. But it's good to be busy because I'm busy with some really good people, and those good people are from MIC, and we have them in the show this week, and we want to have them introduce to you what MIC is and what time zone is and what this means for the microbrand space. So we have here Omar, Sam, and Ahmed, and let's have them introduce themselves because they're way better at that than I am. So let's begin with Omar, and let's have Omar introduce himself, what he does for MIC.
Sure, thanks, Jason. So, yes, I'm Omar, one of the co-founders of MIC. What is MIC? Well, in short, it's a community that Sam and I built to effectively unite watchmakers with a global audience of enthusiasts and collectors. We have over 250 odd brands participating on the platform. And it's really just in aid of communicating and marketing themselves and promoting their watchmaking and their products to a new audience. Something that's very difficult to do in a saturated market unless you go to exhibitions and shows and meet these people. So we wanted to create a virtual platform to really unite the watchmakers with enthusiasts. So that at its most basic level is what MIC is.
Right. Thank you so much, Omar. And then you did mention Sam. Sam is right here with us. So Sam, can you introduce yourself?
So my name is Sam. Together with Omar, I also co-founded MIC, or Micro Indie Collective. And it's been a real fun journey that we started last year in, I think, April. And it's been amazing so far. The community has been great. We've been going to all these shows and people recognizing us from like our t-shirts, and yeah, it's been amazing.
Very nice, very nice. Now we mentioned Ahmed is here. Now there's a unique relationship, and interaction here. I've met Ahmed already when I went to Dubai. What was that? Back in March or April? I forgot now.
April.
April. There you go. Ahmed has a really good memory. He's actually the host of Watch Collected too in YouTube, and also he has a much better presence in Instagram. He's a really big guy in Instagram. You better believe it. We're going to post this link on the video. Now, Ahmed, what are you doing with MIC and time zones?
Yeah, so first, thank you so much, Jason, for having us. Even before we met, I've been a very big fan of you. You are my idol in video editing. You are just very inspiring.
I'm flattered. I'm flattered, and I'm sure he's lying. Don't believe
you should
him.
be. You're doing good. So as you mentioned, the relationship between Watch Collective 2 and MIC is pretty unique. We have been working hand in hand since MIC started,
Yep.
And even our current big project, the one that we have left everything that we've been working on and focused on, is a collaboration of a dream, that we, MIC and Watch Collective 2 had, what I do with Watch Collective 2 is mainly podcasting with micro brands, indies. I meet key collectors, I meet influencers. In addition to this, I run content for micro brands and indies on Instagram. So we are the only ones in Middle East that are actually exploring the new brands. So we are the type of pages that you go to see things that you don't know. We do not post hot watches, Jacob and Co's, and high trending content, but we post actually things that nobody knows anything about it. And yeah that's pretty much it.
Right. So it's a very unique collaboration here that we could see, and it's truly exciting to see that the micro brands are expanding in their reach. It's not just for enthusiasts now. I'm gradually seeing even the common folk are are knowing, or they're hearing about certain brands. Now, speaking of micro brands, I asked you guys to bring your favorite brands in the collection, and in your collection, personal collections. So I wanted to just highlight some of those brands, so because we're talking about micro brand collective here, and time zones, and we're not showing you any of those watches. That's a very bad disservice. So we want to bring a little bit of a taste of what time zones has to do. Now, not all of these brands are in time zones in that show, which is coming. We never mentioned. We never even mentioned when is time zones. Omar, can you please mention that?
I was waiting for you to ask what is time zones.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a very good segue to tell you what we have collaborated on.
What is time zones? There you go.
Okay, so Time Zones is a watch exhibition, the very first of its kind, that Watch Collective 2 and MIC are basically pioneering together. So it's, to our knowledge, the world's first and only themed watch event, dedicated exclusively to independent watchmakers as well as micro brands. And there is a distinction, of course, but let's not get into what defines a micro brand and an independent, because we're going to be here for hours. But for the purposes of the event, it showcases not the established brands that you would commonly see at big boutiques and so on, at retailers, but the micros and indies. So it will be held in Dubai, the very first edition. We have over 75 brands confirmed exhibiting at the Burj Khalifa Armani Hotel on the 21st and the 22nd of November. We're very excited, we're very stressed, we're very tired. It's been a year in the making. It's bigger than we initially anticipated. The demand has been very humbling to receive. The support has been nothing short of fantastic. And, beyond just a typical watch exhibition, it's also an experience. So I'll come on to the theme. I'll let Ahmed tell you a bit about the theme because it was his brainchild. But beyond just a pure exhibition, it was watchmaking classes as well. We have straps, we have dial painting going on.
Loops.
We have loops, the various other watch-related activities, which any visitor is going to love. But our theme, and going back to what I was referring to in terms of being the world's only themed watch event, I'll let Ahmed share a little bit about this.
It all started with the name, to be honest. So we had a long list of names. We wanted to do a name which is very relevant, very new. It's not inspired by anything. And the name and the concept came together. So Time Zones is simply because the whole event is based on clubbing and clustering all the watch brands based on their country and their time zone.
Yeah, I find that's a really unique theme. Like what you said, I've never seen any show done like that. Or maybe there was, but I've never seen any of what I know of.
Yes, so starting from the smallest watch exhibition till Watches and Wonders, it's just brands, a very big exhibition spaces and booth, but you would never find something which is a little bit of an experience, and it has a theme, and it has a DNA, right? So you would move from one time zone to another. Even the social media content that we have published, we wanted to make it an experience from day one, from the day you follow the page, for example. You're going to find the announcement of each and every brand, to have the brand and then a passport for the brand, explaining what is the brand with the stamps of the countries and UAE. And then an announcement, like an airport announcement from the brand owner.
Yeah, that was very creative. That's actually very creative. I like that.
But again, the plan of the content and expanding the experience beyond the 2-day event itself, it's there, and we are working extensively on this. I think that the concept itself came out to be good. and we're gonna be making sure to have consistency of the experience itself, either virtual or on ground. Yeah.
Right. Well, as most people know, when dealing with creatives and idea guys like us, it comes with certain challenges and technical issues and organizing. So Sam, can you maybe elaborate what these two guys have given you as challenges and difficulties, if there are any, when it comes to organizing these kinds of events?
Yeah, of course. So we had in the beginning, since time zones is relatively new, we had some difficulty, for example, reaching brands. So a lot of the times in last year and this year, we wanted some specific brands at time zones. So we went to go find them. We went to a show in Venice, a show in Poland, Watches and Wonders, 2 times actually. And we also we went to Geneva Watch Days. So that was one of the things, because it's some brands are very difficult to reach, which has been kind of playing a role until now. So, for example, we have 75 brands, and having to keep tabs on everyone, having to make sure everyone is updated. A lot of brands have 1, 2, or 3 people that are managing it. And all of them, we need to talk to them separately or make sure they're all included. So all in all, we've been dealing with hundreds of people, which has been very fun, by the way, but that's also been one of the challenges. And then, of course, having to design the floor plan and the layout, especially as more brands were added on. We had to reshuffle quite a few times, you know. So it's now I think we are on the final floor plan, hopefully.
Right, right. It's just in a few weeks coming, and well, it's still quite a bit, but
About
we don't know when
6 weeks or
this
so.
video is gonna drop. So
Yeah, you made it sound very, very scary for us, saying that it's few weeks away.
no. I mean, like as with most challenges and most endeavors, it's the challenge that makes it even more sweeter when it actually happens. You know, we want to ensure that we want to give quality, not just experiences, but also quality content for everyone to see. Juggling between these brands and how unique their brands are, and then the marketing, and also how to time everything in Dubai is truly a workload that's most people might actually shy away from. But it's cool that we have all the specialized people here right in front of us.
The journey has been amazing, though. It's been so fun.
Yeah, and that's what most people are talking about when it comes to the watch collecting space. It's the journey, right? And
Yeah.
once you're there, once you reach the destination, it's time to enjoy and then restart another journey. That's just how things go.
Look, it wouldn't have been possible without the support and the trust and faith that the brands had in us. You know, some brands, I mean, we later found out through experience, you know, they commit their marketing budget so far in advance that by the time we came to approach them and discuss time zones with them, you know, they wanted to participate, but they simply couldn't. Equally,
Right.
other brands were so excited about the opportunity to be there that, you know, we were humbled to be told there's going to be various limited editions and global debuts at the show. So for our first show to be able to unveil brand new models, hyped up models that the world's waiting on, there's a handful of new brands who are also making their debut on the international stage. You know, we have some exhibitors that have never exhibited before. So they are first-time exhibitors, period. You know, these types of features, I mean, it's just... you know, you got to pinch yourself sometimes.
Yeah, too much of pressure.
Yeah, it does add a bit of pressure, but you know, equally it does help us deliver. You know, not just a normal show. You know, there are things happening at time zones which many other shows don't have the opportunity to showcase.
of course, with Time Zones being a micro brand or independent brand show, we wanted to highlight some of the watches that we are showcase or they are showcasing. Not me. Why am I talking like I'm part of the organization? Well, I am part of the event. We are showcasing our brand there. Okay, but they're the ones organizing. So let's keep that clear. So let's start with Sam. Sam also brought a few watches. He has a big collection. Don't ask me why. I know he sold me like he showed me his whole list. But we asked him to show off some of the watches that he have in his personal collection that you might actually see in Time Zone. So Sam, can you show that to us?
Yeah, of course. So one of the brands at Time Zones is gonna be Radcliffe, and the owner of Radcliffe, Tayab, who's a great friend, he's gonna be unveiling something new. But Radcliffe is actually the first micro brand that I ever bought, which got me into this space. And ultimately, I blame Tayab for having more than 50 watches. So, yeah. And yeah, it's been such a fun journey.
Well, we can call you. You're a fan of him, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
very big fan.
small factoid there. We actually met also in Radcliffe chat. Me, Sam, and Omar was there also. Yeah, and Albert, my business partner. So Sam, what else did you bring today?
So there's a short story here. I met you from Ando in Warsaw. And we had at the moment just finished our Time Zones logo. So I, at the end of May, started working together with him to design a Time Zones edition, which is going to be our merchandise watch. I'll show it here. So it's been a very fun journey, and this is a moving disc with like some fume thingy on it that represents our logo. And what else? I'm kind of lost here.
And what else did you bring this time around?
I also brought a Delft Watchworks Oostpoort grey dial. So this brand particularly is not going to be at Time Zones, but the co-founder from Holthinrix, Michiel, is going to be there. I've always wanted this watch because it's where he started his journey of watchmaking, and I really love the two guys behind the brand. And I acquired this in Geneva when I was there last time.
Amazing. Sometimes these small stories like really livens up the collecting experience, no? And that's
For sure.
That's
I really like how it ties back to my Dutch roots. So
right. And that's even more personal. That makes it a little bit more of a personal connection there.
yeah.
So maybe Ahmed, what about you? What did you bring this time?
So I'm rocking two watches double wristing here. The first one is the new out of order in bronze, which is vintage inspired, and it's supposed to be the higher end of the brand. On my left wrist, I have a mechanical exploration collaboration between myself and the brand. It was a limited edition of 50 pieces, sold out in 4 minutes when we launched it. And it's actually a watch which is very mechanically displayed, but it is lithium powered. So it's very controversial. It's very controversial. But it was bought by watch collectors, so that was interesting. And the third piece I have is Naga, which is an Italian brand. I love this brand. It's founded by Spartaco De Grande. It's inspired by snakes, so the bracelet and the dial, everything looks like a snake leather pattern, and I love it. It's very slim, integrated bracelet. I love wearing it as my daily.
Very interesting. So, aside from Ahmed doing a Kevin O'Leary there with the two watches, but also wearing something red. I'm not gonna mention what you're wearing red right now, but You,
Except that I have more hair and less money. That's it.
that is true. That is true. But hey, you'll never know. You'll never know. Just invest a few things here and there, and maybe you'll get to his level. But anyway, Omar, what about you?
Yeah, I bought. So I've just moved house, incidentally. So most of my collection's actually still in boxes, but I did grab a few just to share with you. So I have this one, which is a Revue Thomas Heritage. Very cool brand with a ton of history behind it that many people don't talk about anymore nowadays. Founded in the 1850s, it's gone through 5 generations of ownership. They actually make aviation instruments for the, I believe it's the Swiss Air Force.
So it's a revival brand then.
Well, it is and it isn't, because it's actually the current 5th generation owner is a relative of the original Thomann family, but it has gone through so many restructures. And actually, during the quartz crisis, they set up a conglomerate and an alliance with some other brands. And that included Vulcane.
Oh.
So for a whole decade, they were sister companies, and a lot of the Vulcane movements found their way into Revue Thomann watches.
Huh.
So you will also find Revue Thomann crickets, which look and sound exactly the same as the Vulcane cricket. So it's just a cool brand, just steeped in history, and they're more sort of targeted at pilots' watches, given their aviation background. But this is one of their dressy pieces, and I just love it. It's a very underrated brand.
Nice.
This one you probably already know, but this is Feynman, one of the limited edition FB Onyx dials.
Yeah.
Love this watch. It's just got a lot of design features that I like. It's a deep black onyx dial. The lug design is wonderful. It's a very unique case shape. It's just very pleasant to wear.
You have one more to show, right?
Yeah, the last piece is the one I'm wearing. Actually, it's a Charles Barrett, and this one's called the Arrow. So this is actually one of their earlier pieces and how they launched the brand on Kickstarter. So it's a pole router revival, Le Joux Perret movement. Very comfortable, very slim. Love the scalloped case. And I just really like this brand. They make really good watches. It's good value. I like the design DNA. It's a British brand founded by 2 guys. I think it's manufactured in Hong Kong, though. Not that that's a negative, but it's just, what it is. But yeah, and actually we are working on a collab design with them coming up soon.
Yeah.
So
that I've
watch
heard.
this space.
That I've heard.
And that's a follow-up to our Nebula that we did with them not long ago.
Yes.
So, yeah, that should be exciting as well.
It is exciting. It's exciting, definitely, because we're actually wanting to see that in this channel, and hopefully we'll make that happen in the near future.
Yes, absolutely. We would love to. But look, whilst we have you, can I ask you a question? Because we have a special guest at Time Zones that we haven't really talked about yet.
And who is that?
Well, yours truly. I mean, do you want to tell us if you're going to be exhibiting at Time Zones or not?
Yes, we are. And like what Omar hinted at earlier, we're one of the new brands that's going to launch our watches there. Watches, because we have actually 2 brands that we're going to launch there. And Albert was a really an exciting watch enthusiast, watch collector, and he wanted to do the next step, which is create his own brand. And I was really happy that we found each other. We found each other through Radcliffe and then MIC, and we are really excited to showcase our very first watch, and it's the Flux Quadras right here. I know the channel viewers have seen this a few times in the channel, but I haven't talked about it yet. This is the prototype that I'm wearing at the moment. We're getting the second and the final prototypes in the next few weeks. Actually, Ahmed had the privilege. Why am I talking about? Ahmed had the chance.
It is a privilege. Come on, it is a privilege.
Ahmed had the chance to actually see this and film this he's the first one to do that. When I went to Dubai and we had that interview, which is not live as of yet, still because we couldn't figure out when to launch it. But soon, Ahmed, you could probably launch that. But that's because we were talking about this first prototype, and there's some changes that's going to happen with this. Some Ahmed himself has requested and said, and we're actually able to do some of them. So thank you so much for the feedback there, Ahmed. So you see, that's the great thing about the microbrand and independent space. We have so much more connection with people who can give these very valuable inputs to us. And this is the Flux Quadrus. Uh, Amazing how I didn't even introduce the name of the model, but but that's the kind of channel you have here, guys. Okay, so deal with it. This is the Flux Quadrus, and of course we wanted to make sure that we can challenge not just ourselves but also our manufacturers. The same micro brands that you see here, they're able to create a step further, a watch a level further. None of these components, well, maybe except some screws and pins, are stock. These are designed from the ground up, and it has our toolless bracelet system. But that's something that we are very, very happy and honored to present and launch in Time Zones. And we really would like to thank Omar, Sam, and Ahmed for giving us that opportunity. Now, let's talk about the other stuff that I brought here, because Venetianico also is going to be in Time Zones, and finally I'm going to meet them. Hopefully we meet both of the founders there, Alberto, and I always deal with Elena. She's also really sweet. But this is a really, really cool brand. I know that there's certain stories about it, but it actually enriches the brand, if you ask my opinion. But they have a very distinct design, and I love them. This is the Arsenal, and one of my favorites. And this very particular version with the Meteorite and Running Seconds Hand is really the one that stayed in my collection, and it's getting a lot of use. And finally, I brought my Zelos here. This is the swordfish, but this is a titanium swordfish. It's a little bit more unique than your regular swordfish. Zelos fans, they know what the swordfish is, but this one is a mistake. They weren't supposed to release this. Elshan apparently burned a few of the bezels accidentally. He's actually the one who's heat treating this personally. So this is a very personal touch from the creator of the brand itself. And he was not supposed to release this, but he made some mistakes, and one of those mistakes is right here. And he opened it up to the group to snag them, and I'm very happy I was able to snag only one of the few pieces. I think it's just 5 pieces or 10 pieces. That's something that I really, really cherish, and up until now it's one of the oldest Zelos that I have, and it's still in the collection. Very beaten up, you know how titaniums work, but I wouldn't have it none other way. So since we've already talked about all of our watches and we're going to see all of these in Time Zones, so what are you expecting moving forward after Time Zones? What are your projections?
Let Omar talk about this.
It's a very good question, and our plan and ambition is to have Time Zones as an annual show in Dubai. Dubai is our home. It's where it all started, so it would make sense to definitely have an annual show here. But having said that, the whole concept around Time Zones is to embrace travel, exploration, and discovery of new brands, and traveling to different time zones. So we would hope in the near future to maybe see Time Zones pop up in other cities. We are doing our research. It's too early to say where, but it's definitely something we are looking forward to doing.
and it's time beyond borders.
Yes, that is the strap line. Very good to mention that. It is time beyond borders as well, so it goes hand in hand.
So thank you so much, Omar, Sam, and Ahmed, for spending your time with us for this interview, and we're really excited to see you in Dubai. See you in time zones.
I also have like 2 minutes left of storage.
Okay, so thank you so much, Omar, Ahmed, and Sam, for sharing your time zones with us, and maybe you can.
Blooper.
I want blooper reel.
You know, this happens all the time with my recordings. This happens all the time. So Sam had a really good idea as a nice parting comment for this video. So maybe we can introduce that, or we can say that as our last segment. Our last, you see, I can't even like end this properly.
So why don't you say, look, I look forward to seeing you in Dubai, see you at time zones, and then we will say, see you at time zones.
So thank you so much, Omar and Ahmed and Sam, for sharing your time with us, and we're really excited to see you in Dubai. So
See you at time zones. Sam was just mumbling in the background. Blah, 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 blah.
See you at time zones. You were out of sync here.
Right. Okay, let's cut it there first. Give you guys a little bit of a breather. Let me check my equipment.
Me too. Sam, you're so cute.
Thank you, Habibi.
Jason heard that.
I heard that.
Sam, I want to jump off the screen and pinch you, man.